Hey y'all, it's Right Lane Cowboy here with another Milepost Musing. I just saw something that prompted me to do this video. I think it's more like a public service announcement, but I don't know, take it how you want. But I saw a semi-truck, 3 cars, a semi-truck, and 2 vehicles behind him, 2 cars behind him. And the front of the front semi-truck was but maybe 2 seconds behind the last car. So you got 7 vehicles, 2 semi-trucks and 5 vehicles within 2 seconds of traveling distance from front to back. Actually asking for an absolute disaster where death will ensue. It's just what happens. Somebody blows a tire, somebody flips out and slams on their brakes, a deer runs out in front of them. A number of things can happen that could cause a massive pileup and, death and carnage and all kinds of different things. But at 70 miles per hour, you're traveling at 102 feet per second. That's less than 3 seconds for a football field of travel. There's no way you could react and safely maneuver your car out of harm's way when you're following too close to somebody at 70 miles an hour. It's just not going to happen. I saw a wreck in my swamper side mirror back in St. Louis, Missouri, where we come up. We're all traveling. I'm about, I think I was 6 seconds or so, I think is what my radar said, behind the guy in front of me, and I saw brake lights in front of him just shine up. Everybody just started hitting their brakes. So I reached down, I hit my 4 ways and started using my Jake brake to slow down. I had plenty of time, plenty of distance. We were only doing, I think, maybe 50 or 55. And the people behind me, and it's inevitable, they're always tapping on their phones, not paying attention to much at all, let alone their own driving. So just as I looked in my swamper side mirror, that gum, man, that was a bad bump. Just as I looked in my swamper side mirror, I saw this guy shoot out into the right lane, and because we were all in the left lane, because the signs back there said right lane ends, because they're all coming up on that, and I suspect that's why everybody was slowing down. But the guy in my mirror, he was in a, I can't think of what they're called, a 300 or something like that. It was a Chrysler. And he shot out to the right, and he lost control and spun sideways and slid right in, come right back to the left, and slid right underneath a semi-truck. And that, he got stuck underneath there, and then it tried to roll him over, but it never did. It just rolled him up on his side and skidded him to a stop. And it all happened right around 40, 45 miles an hour, and everybody came to a stop. And I thought to myself, all he had to do was aim high in steering and keep your eyes moving, all that kind of stuff, the Smith system, the 5 keys, and he would have avoided that. But following distance, he was following too close, he wasn't paying attention, at that speed. I reckon they were doing, I know it's 102 feet at 70 and 65 feet or 95 feet at 65 miles an hour. And good grief, that guy was driving with his leg up on the dashboard. Unreal. It's an 18-wheeler, for criminy's sakes. But anyway, yeah, he was going quite fast, and his response time was way slower than the distance he was traveling in a few seconds. My response time was, days compared to his, and I was able to slow down because I was six seconds behind the guy in front of me, or roughly, probably at that speed, probably about 550 feet behind the guy in front of me. So I had plenty of time to slow down. Well, anyway, the whole point of this video is to hopefully get people to start thinking about their following distance when they're out here on the highway at highway speeds. And actually, the 1 second intervals, or the following distance in seconds, also applies at low speeds. If you're at 35 miles an hour, I forget how many seconds behind. Oh, you're traveling at 51 feet per second at 35 miles an hour. That's still quite a ways. You know, when you're traveling at 35 miles an hour going through town, you're traveling at 51 feet per second. You still want to be 200 feet behind the guy in front of you. You know, it's a lot easier to get stopped at 35 than it is at 65 or 70. But your reaction time is still the same, so you still want to be, you know, you still want to have that reaction time to get safely slowed down without having to slam on your brakes and getting rear-ended by the jackwagon behind you. So it just astounded me. And this camper that just passed me, it's a pickup truck pulling a travel trailer, and he's behind the guy in front of him. Obvious. I can't believe I just said that. He certainly ain't behind the guy behind him. That would be in a whole different wormhole in space, right? Anyway, he's behind that guy just not even a second. God, that cracked me up. That was funny. Anyway, and then he just cut off the truck in front of him, or that he passed. Unreal. People don't stop and think about what they're doing out here on the freeway. Keep losing my cruise control. There we go. They don't stop and think about what they're doing, their actions, or what's going to happen if something goes south. You know, tires can blow. Tires blow on these semi-trucks all the time because we use, in an effort to save money, most companies use recaps. They get the virgin tires on a truck when they buy them, and then those go to a recap when they get down to 4/32 of an inch of tread, and then they get replaced with recaps. Well, recaps blow. I've had 2 of them on this truck let go. Tore up my mud flap and ripped off my quarter fender. They're dangerous when they go. And there's nothing you can do about them. They're just, it's all quality control. You know, and poor quality tires got past quality control, and they made it to my truck. So there's really no way you can detect them or anything like that. You just got to check your air pressure and thump them and all that stuff and inspect them visually. But if you're 1 second behind the guy with a bad recap fixing to blow, the front of your car is most likely going to eat what we call an alligator, or a big tire tread. Those tire treads at that speed will go through your grill and destroy your radiator. If they hit you in the windshield, they're going to come in and sit on your lap. And that means if they hit you through the windshield, they can kill you. And if they don't kill you, you're going to be in the hospital for a day or 6. So increase that following distance. I mean, I'm not asking anybody to slow down. I don't mind driving 65 or 70. I can get there faster. But just increase that following distance and keep your eyes moving. Look up that Smith System 5 keys. And that's exactly what it's called, and you'll see it on the internet. And it's five keys to driving safely. And everybody that has a license in their pocket really ought to know this. It has helped me to be a better driver, and helped thousands of these truck drivers out here to be better drivers. So anyway, keep that in mind, and stay safe when you're out there around these big dumb rigs. Thanks for watching.